Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. So today we're going to talk about something that's pretty cool that I did with the truck with one of my panels for my switches and things like that. A lot of you guys have been asking like how I, after you saw pictures on Instagram of like how I did it and how the process went about and everything like that. So I'm going to kind of try to break it down in detail of what I did, the items I used to help with the install, and kind of, I guess, a basic run through of like what I did in order to get the panel to look how it does, and then I'll show you guys what the engine bay looks like too now that everything's kind of cleaned up with the actual switch panel, circuit board and everything like that. But before we get started, guys, if you could go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not, for more videos. I try to post as much as I can as far as mods, installs, and then various outings I do with the truck. So definitely like the video, share it with everybody, and subscribe to the channel. All right, so without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so the first thing I wanted to show you was what the setup I have going on in here, which right now it's not as clean as I would like it to be. This wire right here, this set of wires is running from the ditch lights that we installed. What I would like to do is actually relocate this box to being more linear this way, or possibly in the back, because right now the wires come up between these two little pieces right here and then connect in, which the system overall I think is awesome, and it's very it keeps everything really organized. The only issue is that I have to snake wires all the way down through. Once I start adding a bunch of other lights, it's going to get a little bit more complicated and a lot more like congested here. So I'm probably going to try to switch this back so all the cables will end up coming up through this side. This is the circuit breaker that it comes with. Right now I just have it off because I haven't found a way to run power to this unit that turns off with the truck as an accessory thing when you have it in, when you turn it to power your accessories. So still working on that, and if any of you guys got any suggestions for that, please feel free to drop it in the comments below, because I would love to know a better way to wire this up so I have power when the truck's on, but it's shut off once the truck is off. So all right, let's go ahead and get into the inside of the truck for the real meat and potatoes. Alrighty, so you'll be running the wire, the actual wire that runs up to the panel itself. You'll be pushing through the firewall right here, which is kind of tight, so I'll try to show you what it looks like. So yeah, so that is the rubberized hole that goes through the firewall where all your other main wires go through. So poked a hole through that, ran the wire from here up through the dash, and then ended up here, ran it up through here. To remove this, you just got to have a plastic removing tool, pop that off, and then there's a 10mm bolt behind there, and then you can pull this whole bracket off. All right, and so what I did after this is remove this, ran the wire up through this piece right here, and there's a airbag line and other power lines that go to your other ECU, which sits on your B pillar. So what I did is I followed that wire up, and then the next thing I did to just give me a little bit of help was I removed the visor here. It's just 2 Phillips head screws, and then it actually just pops right out. So I took that out, and what that allowed me to do was to actually move this liner enough to where I could just tuck the wire up back under there and then run it across where it comes out right over here, right to the panel, which you can see right here. The other question I got was whether or not you had functionality of the sunglasses holder, as in like does it close or not. So yes, this does still maintain the factory open and close feature, which is super nice, so you don't have to worry about damaging anything. What I will do is I will go ahead and we'll pull this down, and I can show you exactly where I had the wire run to, so you guys get an idea for that, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this unit itself and then how I built this. Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing is removing this panel right here. It's super simple, so if any of you guys have ever messed with this, it's just you pull it down. You're going to feel like you're breaking it, don't worry, it's not going to break at all. Alrighty, so I will go ahead and remove our clip right here that we used for our lights. And so this is the wire right here that I ended up running. So it ran right up through here. And then for this part, what we ended up doing, or should I say like myself, I had one of my buddies actually help me build this, but I'll get into more of that. So small little Dremel hole. Let me disconnect that so you guys can actually get a better look. So this little hole right here is what I used a Dremel for. Cut a small little hole right there, just big enough that you can fit that little doohickey through. And the only reason why I decided to go that big and run it that way is there's no way to disconnect this cord from the panel. So what I ended up doing is having to match this size, or match the hole here with this so I could run it through, which allowed me to still be able to mount this and not have to worry about having wire jumbled up or getting caught or anything like that. Now with this unit itself, since the bracket comes with 2 spots right there in order for you to drill it in with 2 small screws, I opted to just use 3M double-sided tape. The reason being is, one, if I ever decide that I want to take this out and either mount this at a different spot or get a different switch panel, I didn't want to have 2 holes here in the sunglasses holder. So I used 3M tape. All right, so for the next thing I wanted to talk about was the actual panel construction itself. So like I said, I don't want to pull it out because I don't want to damage the sunglasses holder by trying to pull this out, because it does fit very snug with having the 3M tape actually against the controller and the bracket itself. So what we ended up doing for the bracket is Expedition Essentials sells this bracket specifically for the Switch Pros panel, and obviously the panel I have was one from Oxbeam that you can also get off Amazon, which, by the way, I'll throw all the links to this stuff down below so you guys don't have to go searching. That'll be a direct shot to it. What we did is this panel comes with a bracket assembly by itself. There's one long bracket, and what we ended up doing was screwing that into the back of the panel, which goes along this whole piece right here behind it. Mounted that up behind, and so instead of putting the panel on top of this bracket, which would be a normal spot, most likely you would mount it on top, we opted to go behind it with a little bit of felt back here, and then push the bracket up against that. What I ended up doing is blacking out or spray painting some bolts and some of these hex nuts. That way I can go ahead and make it look all clean and kind of like OEM-ish. And then we had to use some plastic spacers that went between this bracket or the panel itself and the actual bracket in the back, so that way like our screws weren't bending and actually bending the brackets themselves. So that's what we ended up having to do. So yeah, guys, that's the breakdown of how I built this. I will try to see if I can get some pictures of those pieces and throw them up on the screen right now. And so yeah, guys, so that's how I ended up building this whole bracket and system like that. Very, very easy, very simple to do. Like I said, I'll link everything down below. And if I can find any pictures of the actual brackets themselves that I used for this, what I'll do is I'll throw those up on the screen so you guys get an idea of that. So yeah, that's what we're at right now. So guys, that is today's video. Thanks for watching. And for all you guys that stayed to the end of the video, I've got something special for you. So we're doing a giveaway. In order to enter into the giveaway, you got to do 2 things. Real simple, right? Actually, let's say 4 things. Kind of simple still, all right? So 1, subscribe to the channel if you're not. 2, like it, and then comment below. Additionally to that, go follow me over on Instagram, and I'll be verifying all of these things are done. And what I'll do is next week I'll do a random drawing to see which one of you guys wins one of the Expedition panels, or Expedition Essentials panels that I used in this project and everything like that. So 4 things, right? Like, subscribe, comment down below, and then follow me on Instagram. We'll be doing a random drawing next week, and then I'll pick the winner, and I'll go ahead and I'll announce it on Instagram, so definitely be following me on there, okay? All right, guys, once again, thank you for watching today, and until next time, peace out.